Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Capricorn, September 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel St. James, clairvoyant. Well, this month we have a deck which I personally love. I love it because of the artwork, and it's called the Mary L deck. You may be familiar with it. In my humble opinion, even though it was released quite some time ago, I think, it's certainly in the top 3 as far as beautiful tarot decks are concerned. You know that I provide clairvoyant readings for people from all over the world over FaceTime and Skype. And if you might be interested in finding out more about that, then just check out the information that's in the description below. Now, I charge for those. I have to, I've got to pay bills and things. But there's another gift which I was given at birth, which I do not charge for and which is offered for free. And it is the gift of healing. The healing comes through me and not from me, as you would expect. And it is obviously my soul, well, I know it is my soul contract or purpose, that if someone requests the healing from me, then I am to provide it. I might say, never has it been a coincidence that someone has approached me for healing. So if this speaks to you, and it could be that there's some emotional issue that you have, or something in your past, or something to do with work, you might be at your wit's end with something, there could be some physical issue. If this is speaking to you, it's speaking to you for a reason. And I would encourage you to not be shy and just contact me in the way that's set out in the description. I set time aside each day for healings, and so I very gladly do them. I've been doing them for longer than I care to remember, probably before most of you were born, to be truthful about it. And it is, as I say, no strings attached, free, no obligation, no expectation. Now, there are no video advertisements breaking their way into this content, and so you get to enjoy the experience direct, without interruption. Now, because they are so talkative, we're going to take 5, and let's get it underway and show me the magic. What's this? The 10 of discs. This is the 6 of wands. A beautiful card, that. The Hierophant. Oh, very unusual looking Hierophant card. There's the Knight of Cups. What's here? Have a look at the 10 of Cups. Right. I'll bring the camera around so that you and I can have a good close look at the images here in the art, while the cosmic energy swirls and speaks to us both, and I'll do the reading for you. Ah, interesting. So, success, victory, love, and abundance. Well, what a miserable month it's going to be for you then, isn't it, huh? Let's have a look at this first card that you drew and see what it has to say. Is that what I think it looks like? There's a rider. Do you know what this picture reminds? Now, this is not at all religious, right, this reading, as you know. But this painting here reminds me of the last book of the Christian New Testament, the book of Revelation, and in chapter 6 of that from memory, I think it's around about verse, I'm a bit of a geek in these things, verse 6, I think it said that I heard what sounded like a voice coming from among the 4 living creatures, which said, a kilo of wheat for a day's wages, and 3 kilos of barley for a day's wages. The horse that it rode was black, but do not go out and damage the olive trees and the vineyards. Actually, here's another horse that's from here. This red horse, well, I'll do it now just while I'm in the geek memory here when we get to it. This is, I'm pretty sure, number... Look, the fundamentalists, the evangelical Christians will understand, will know this more than I do, so I may have this wrong, of course. But anyway, I'll deal with this one first. This is another one of those things from Revelation. 10 of discs. Now, the beauty of this energy is, astrologically, is that it is Mercury ruling the third decan of Virgo, which is the 13th to the 22nd of September. Mercury in Virgo in the card. Well, that's fantastic, because Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, and Mercury is also exalted in Virgo. So you'll have great communication skills, the ability to get your point across, whether written word or spoken word, and you'll have great organizational ability as the result of Virgo, because we know what great organizers and administrators they are, don't we? So what do you end up with? You end up with success and abundance at this time, inner and outer richness, and the ability to make your inner wealth visible and share it with others. Now, active Mercury here in combination with the earth sign of Virgo, your sister earth sign, is in an excellent position here for you to employ brilliant powers of communication. Now, you know that the origins of any type of wealth, that they lie in human consciousness, human perception. And if this boundless inner treasure within you is brought forth into the world, it's just going to manifest and be reflected on the material plane. So I do see success in particular, and what you might feel is a degree of prosperity around you at the moment. I think that you need to use your talents and your capital well and use them in the service of love. I think that this is also saying for you in particular about success, and it's this: don't aim at success. The more you aim at it and make it a target, the more you are going to miss it. That's because success, like happiness, cannot be pursued. It can't be chased. It must come about. And it only comes about as the unintended side effect of your personal dedication to a cause that's greater than you, and that can be your business or whatever you choose to do. And it's a byproduct of your surrender, very often to one or more people other than yourself, be they customers or workmates or what have you. Now, happiness must happen, and the same holds for success. You have to let it happen by not caring about it. Now, I want you to listen to your conscience and see what it commands you to do, and go on to carry it out to the best of your knowledge. And then you will see that, starting now and going forward, success will follow you precisely because you had forgotten to think about it. Now, the other thing here is that you understand that you have attracted to you everybody who is a part of your life. You have created every situation in your life. And you create your own reality. Your life is what you think it is. What you focus on becomes. And the wealth in your hands is yours now to do with what you like. The responsibility is yours, and you are endlessly wealthy. But do you know about your inner wealth? Do you share it generously? Maybe on a piece of paper, write down all the qualities which constitute your inner riches and say to yourself, I am internally and externally rich and free, and I enjoy everything thankfully and in surrender. And because you're not thinking about success, like you've forgotten about it, what happens? Well, you get it. It is a byproduct of the things that you do, about your dedication, application, your determination, your proper goal setting, your ability to be conscientious and to go after the thing that you want. This is a number 6 here, and that speaks to me of changes, things transitioning. There's a movement, a balance, solutions coming about, and harmony. But you know what the good thing is? It's Jupiter ruling at the second decan of Leo, the 3rd to the 12th of August. Now, Jupiter, as you know, is very concerned with love, but more particularly with expansion and with riches. It is the planet which puts a handbrake on the expansion of manifestation until manifestation catches up and Jupiter can work out what is worth keeping and deciding what is worth letting go. And then the manifestation continues on again. It's an extremely auspicious planet for you here and brings with you good luck. And you would agree with me that business and success in general, gee, it's got to be 70% luck half the time, doesn't it? But it's combining here with the creativity of Leo. So you've got success in achieving your goals. Now, that number 6 there has a reference to the sun for me, which is good because the sun is the ruler of Leo. So there's balance and harmony here, and Leo is giving you great confidence and creativity, while Jupiter is bestowing upon you an expansiveness and the ability to develop and make things happen. Everything here is harmoniously arranged and organized. Jupiter, the planet of luck and expansion, attaches itself to the creativity of Leo, so all your goals will be easily reached. In fact, what you're going to have here is victory. Now, all this fire everywhere, that is with the sun all over it and the fire sign of Leo, that says not only what the type of victory is that you have, it will be a blazing victory, it will be a total victory, but it also speaks about the conditions that need to be fulfilled in order to obtain victory. There is a need for the fiery energy of the suit of wands and the balance of this number 6, as well as the stubborn courage of Leo and the influence of Jupiter. Bring them all together and you will see the scales tip in your favor. There's a success here, a breakthrough, feeling inspired to continue, and there's recognition from others, and I have a feeling here that you actually might enjoy being in the spotlight. The other good thing about this is that this is talking to me about victory over past troubles. Although you remember them, you have defeated them now and become stronger. All is well now. There's high self-confidence from Leo, so go forward and set new goals. And also, make sure that you keep upskilling yourself. Do what you were planning to do because this moment promises success. What do you really want to achieve? Specify it. Concentrate your focus. What does victory mean to you? And say to yourself, I am now ready to enjoy success in my life. Every event in my life brings me closer to my final goal, and my victory brings benefits to all involved. Now, I want to go down and have a look at that horse, which is there. What's that on top of it? Now, you see this skeleton that's on the top, that is of the mother and a baby as skeletons. Now, that was a style of art that was fashionable for 200 or 300 years up until the early 1800s, called memento mori, which is to do with or incorporating the themes of remember that you'll die, so that this is not the end of the journey here, this life at all. Now, here's this horse thing, and it was that previous book that I mentioned earlier, but I'm pretty sure that this is now that verse 3 that said, Then the Lamb broke open the second seal, and I heard the second living creature say, Come! Another horse came out, a red one. Its rider was given the power to bring war on earth, so that people would kill each other. And it was given a large sword. But there shall be no killing of anybody here and no swords around. This actually is a fantastic card for fulfillment, emotional satisfaction and fulfillment radiating from you. It's because it's Mars in the third decan of Pisces. This is the lord of perfected success, really. Now, Mars, you would think, is disruptive. And you would think, thinking about Pisces, that Mars would conflict with peaceful, spiritual, fantasy-like Pisces. But actually, this is Mars in the third decan of Pisces. Now, a decan is each sign is divided into 3 segments of 10 degrees each. The first decan, the second decan, and the third decan. The third decan goes from 20 degrees to 29 degrees, 59 minutes, whatever it is. Now, this is where Mars is in Pisces. It's right at the end of Pisces. Now, at the other side of that decan is the first decan of Aries. And Aries, in that first decan, is also ruled by Mars. Now, on my analysis anyway, I look at it as there is a Mars at the end of Pisces, right at the end of Pisces and right at the start of Aries, in order that there's enough energy to push the zodiac through into the new year and into the new cycle. So here, Mars is actually really good for you. The other thing, of course, is Mars is exalted in your sign, and so it could not get any better. It's a tremendously constructive energy for you. This is speaking of emotional stability and your dreams becoming a reality here. The transformation that you're going through is becoming complete with this energy of Mars around. Now, Mars in the constellation of Pisces, which is very spiritual, as you know, it doesn't express itself by being aggressive or unruly, but it provides the apparently fragile being with the decisiveness needed to bring forth into the outer world the beauty which it holds within, and that means you. Now, this doesn't require any dramatic demonstrations of emotion, because a fulfilled person as you are just going to simply radiate this quality, and you are, as a result, going to be very attractive to other people, and you can do with that as you will. There is an enormous degree of emotional love, relationship satisfaction around here now. Love. Well, what can you say about love? What do you think about love? Well, I think that to love at all is to be vulnerable. Love anything and your heart can be squeezed and possibly broken. And if you want to make sure of keeping it intact, then you mustn't give it to anyone, not even to an animal. Wrap it carefully around with hobbies, with business, with work, with making money, with little luxuries. Avoid all entanglements. Lock your heart up safe in the casket or the coffin of your selfishness. I say selfishness because you have much to give and you must give yourself to other people. But you know, don't you, that in that casket, safe, dark, motionless, airless, that heart will change. It won't be broken. It will become unbreakable, impenetrable, unrecoverable. To love is to be vulnerable. But this success and this love relationships that are coming along for you. Now, look, I would say let things develop by themselves, because everything comes to you at just the right moment, doesn't it? There's a fullness here. Relax, breathe deep, say to yourself, life gives me all I need to be happy. It always does. Now there's an energy in the middle here which is just speaking to you of, I think, that in the midst of all of this, do not forget your inner being. Don't forget your inner self. Now, Venus in Taurus with the moon exalted. I think you could find that you might be an advisor to people. You'll be learning, possibly teaching, maybe giving counsel and advice. You might find also the need to follow rules and regulations and traditions in your life. There's a great degree of learning going on here for you. I think if you're in a large organization such as the public service, the military, or a large organization, then this is particularly good for you as well. Now, interestingly here, I think that the Hierophant here has united the male and female within himself and evolved each fully. Now, you know that we all have male and female principles within us, don't you? It's just that they express themselves differently due to anatomy and psychology. This represents a time when I do think you will actually have really true wisdom, which has come about as a result of your things that you've gone through in your life to date. But there is a sense here of you having to get in touch with that being within yourself. So drop any defense mechanisms that are there. I think that this search for the self may well lead you into spiritual realms, despite all the excitement that's going on around you. And involve yourself in finding out about things. I think you're going to have a deep desire to be challenged by new experiences. You'll be very good at listening and speaking and making your ideas tangible and usable. Very good at getting information across to other people. Very good at inspiring other people. But there is only one voice listening to, you should say, the voice of my own heart. And then finally we come to this, which is this thing coming down here. Look at all that. That's interesting, isn't it? Now, this is saying to me that I'm getting a lot of Libra energy around here, a lot of Scorpio energy around here. This is the Knight, so esoterically he's air and he's in cups, and that's water. So it's the airy part of water. Now, esoterically, they're sort of neutral in the elemental dignitary rules. But I do get this Scorpio here, energy here, which could make you quite an intense character. As a fast river flows, so will you, trying to get the most out of life as is possible. I guess really the central message of this energy is to master dealing with emotional needs. And this air from the Knight, air in the context of water in cups, well, it symbolizes strong passions, as so does that energy of Scorpio, I've got to say, that I get around here. And there's a lot of ability to improve and to move forward here. Now, your wishes and desires must be understood and recognized and validated, because they are the fundamental driving forces in your lives, aren't they? Your life. It's only possible to use and master them if you are wide awake and alert, and instead of suppressing them, you can use them in the process of becoming more aware. When seen in this way, they're a vehicle that helps you journey into the world within. Now, what is definitely being said here is that you must not repress your emotions, because there is no great reward for being emotionally withdrawn, no pity prize for bottling your frustrations. No one is going to come to congratulate your chronic self-repression. Now, by opening up, maybe you will inconvenience some people, maybe you will trigger some conflict, maybe you will be rejected or criticized or judged. Well, you know more than anybody that everything comes with a price and everything has its compensation. This is asking you to lead an authentic life. And authenticity, it sometimes requires pain. That's just it for the gain. But it opens the doors to joy, to creativity, to self-respect and empathy. Self-repression, on the other hand, costs you all the beauty of the world in exchange for a prison of comfort. Now, is that really worth it? Isn't it time to break free? And what's being said here in particular is, and I'm saying this respectfully, that you should accept your sexual needs and passions and live them out with awareness. Now, you'll discover a lot in that process. Give yourself totally to the experience and observe yourself in it. Now, what secret wishes are you unwilling to admit to? Maybe spend some time each day visualizing yourself and your desires without getting lost in them. But say this to yourself: I now live out my sexual desires. This makes me more vital, fulfilled, and joyful. What a fantastic spread of cards for you, and made so much better because of you being here. Well done, you. You did a great job. What a great reading for you. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I thought, and these cards are gorgeous, I think, in a way, but you know, I'm no artist, but they just appeal to me. Now, unless I see you privately for a clairvoyant reading or for a healing in the meantime, then I'll see you here again this time next month. And until then, though, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.